But I gotta ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do?
Man, Judge Joe Brown ain't playing. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Make sure you get the merch link in the description section. Like this video, like this video, like this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Joe Brown, he ain't holding back, boy. That man ain't holding back. I don't know if when you get older you start not giving an F, or he has never given an F. I don't know which one is his scenario, but I think Judge Joe Brown just literally does not care what people think, and he tells the truth. And the interesting thing about Judge Joe Brown is that when he says things, he's not talking out the side of his neck. He has done research and has thoroughly thought these things through. So therefore, when he's providing these extraordinary statements that can be very polarizing and hurtful to some people, it's true. All you have to do is check this video out. So the video that I played at the beginning was a part of a small interview. He says a lot of what he said in that interview, in this interview with, I think Kwame is his name. I think that's his real name. I don't know. He used to be a basketball player. He went viral saying something about Trump, I think, and then it kind of, I don't know if it fizzled out a little bit. But anyway, Judge Joe Brown is on this interview, and he doesn't hold back about Kamala Harris. He doesn't hold back about Kamala Harris. I think that this is important to know because everybody talks about the character of Donald Trump. Oh, he's accused of this, and he's grabbing him by the you-know-what. But let's talk about Kamala Harris' background, too, because she is not upstanding whatsoever. Roll the clip.
Yes, she does.
Who?
Mrs. Imhoff, Vice President of the United States, who goes by her maiden name,
Miss Kamala?
Kamala Harris. She's got 2 Jewish children she adopted. She married a Jewish husband who's got a interesting.
I'm scared to talk about Kamala Harris. I'll let you have that one.
No, she's a witch, and she is a corrupt witch. She's been corrupt her whole life, and she fucked her way to the top.
Oh, Lord.
They used to detail this witch in the LA Times with her sexual escapades. She's damn near everybody trying to get up. She used to be a frat hoe when she was at Howard. And she ain't black. You know,
I ain't got nothing to do with this, Miss Harris.
No, I mean, well, don't, but she's
I don't know. I'm just listening.
Well, here's the thing. I actually met her father in Jamaica. I was the guest, sat at the Governor General's table, and he was a professor.
Okay.
And he represents as a Hindu Brahmin. He admittedly has some Irish in him. All right. The person that Kamala Harris is saying is her black great-grandmother is, in fact, according to Daddy, in an article he wrote, which has now been cleaned up on the online edition of that magazine, was a Hindu house servant, not a black woman. So her mother is listed on her birth certificate as Caucasian, even though she's dark. But she's a Hindu Brahmin Tamil caste. Now, interestingly, do you know what the anthropological name is for what Kamala Harris and her parents are?
No, sir.
Indo hyphen Aryan. See, they are the original Aryans, but Adolf Hitler and his boys told a big lie. The blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryans from the far north did not exist, never existed. They were the dark to swarthy to paper bag brown, dark-eyed, dark, coarse-haired Indo-Aryans from India. Those actually settled Germany, and some other people came in from the steppes that lightened everything up a bit. So that lie is being told. So you get the Aryan Brotherhood, the Aryan Nation. What's going on is the Aryans, they claim to be one with, look like Queen Harris. You know, I guess what she did.
Judge Joe Brown don't care, bro. He's just saying all kind of stuff. But the thing is that I think it's important. It's a little bit more video to go, but I think it's important to have this truth out there because they tricking black people like it's going out of style, man. Barack Obama wasn't really black. He's biracial. So technically, because you got to think of this, man. Our ancestors, the ones who were enslaved, were African. They came from from the continent of Africa. They were dark black Africans. Those people being able to get to a position of power in this country is a great accomplishment. The descendants of slaves to be able to get to a position of power in America, it shows how far America has come. But they trick y'all because Barack Obama does not have that connection. And he's biracial, he's not black. Barack Obama would not get reparations. I don't think so. I could be wrong about that. I'd be getting all these people mixed up. Because his daddy wasn't even really in his life. His mom is white. So just because you have a drop of black in you don't make you black. It makes you biracial. You're 50-50. Now let's go to Kamala Harris. She was an Indian when she joined the Senate. She was the first Indian female senator. You can't, and then black people so gullible that they can just say a person black because she present that way. That don't mean she's actually black. Like the people who struggled in this country for so many years. She's not associated with y'all. She ain't like y'all. Her daddy ain't even American. He's from Jamaica. Jamaican, Caribbean. Her mom is an Indian. I think her dad is like half Caribbean, half Indian. And Judge Joe Brown said that the daddy don't even present as a black man. He present as a Hindu shaman. That means that if you see him, you wouldn't think he's a black man. Okay. They tricking y'all. First black female president. Okay.
It is. You know, LA Times ranks her out. I was out in LA, you know, when she was really
I can see this article.
Before that, she got out and they ran a thing that when she went to law school, Willie Brown, that was his mistress. They used to have guards.
I heard about that, though.
Where they had one I loved. It was a scene, Willie Brown sitting behind a desk with his tongue hang out, and Kamala is raising up after doing him, you know. And they ran this thing where he got her a job with a medical supply company that did business with the city of San Francisco. He got her a gig for 15 hours a week for $72,000 a year. And you have to understand that was 35 years ago. And then when they carried a thing where she moved up to 20 hours a week, she getting paid $120,000 for a part-time gig, and he bought her a 750i BMW. She was earning that. So then she had this thing where she was trying to get on with this big firm. They wouldn't hire her, so she started screwing one of your buddies, an NBA player who was their biggest client. So she got hired. So then they ran a scandal sheet on her where she was trying to get on with the DA's office, so she started screwing the deputy chief DA to get on.
So what do you see? I mean, you have a lot of knowledge. As you can see, you got the chat going crazy. You have knowledge that span back 30, 40 years. So what do you
50,
see? 50 years. Yeah. Sorry about that. So
I graduated from college more than a half century ago, so it's been
crazy.
a while.
That's crazy. So do you see it getting worse with the media propaganda, or do you see things changing? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So you think it's getting worse?
What happens is you've got some jackbooted, goop-stepping fascists who strong arm and take over the government. Then they take over the press, impose censorship, and they propagandize to stay in power. You had some pink panty-wearing fascists who, instead of goose-stepping, they switched and twitched. They took over the media, propagandized the people. Now they've taken over the government, and they are attempting to gut the Bill of Rights so they can impose censorship on you. Like,
so y'all heard what he said about Kamala. I think, and I may have gotten, maybe his name is Kawan. I can't. I gotta look his name up. Let me look his name up because I thought it was Kwame Brown. Yeah, Kwame. It is Kwame Brown. I think I said that at the beginning. Anyway, so my boy Judge Joe Brown just laid out an argument that Kamala Harris has this background that I think people need to expose her on. It's crazy because they don't mind exposing Donald Trump on his sexual deviancies. Then they need to expose Kamala Harris on her sexual deviancy. Like why how is it? This is a double standard with men because women will come out and say, oh, he sexually assaulted me back in 45 years ago. But Kamala Harris was doing the nasty with people to get opportunities. And like, I hope these people come out against her. People come out and tell us the nasty details about what she was doing up under somebody's desk or in the back of somebody's car or whatever. Come tell us the details. Y'all don't mind telling details about Donald Trump and women making it up. He grabbed me in a hotel room somewhere. Like, don't tell me what Kamala Harris did on her knees in a hotel room somewhere. It's a double standard, bro. People come out and trash men. When it come to women, they like, oh, man, I don't want to. No, tell us what she did. Willie Brown came out and said that they was messing around. And she benefited from them sleeping together. Let's put it out there. I want everybody that she didn't slept with to get a position of power or to get a leg up, no pun intended, that they need to come out and blast on it. Write some articles. Talk to the press. Make a YouTube video. Expose her. Because they'll do it to Trump. They'll do it J.D. Vance. Let J.D. Vance have had some one-night stand with some thought in college. Oh, it's going to be all over the news. She's going to be on TV. They're going to put up there, put a crown on her head. Give her a record label deal. Anyway, shout out to Judge Joe Brown, always telling the truth, nothing but the truth. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.